Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to Neurodiversity, Empowering Learning and Employment. This is reel 8. So if you have missed 2 months of these reels, I think you need to maybe have a little look back. We've got a page which has got all of these reels on it. This is a joint collaboration between Cognassist and FE News, and we're trying to live by our values. So we're keeping these short and chunky, so as we're making this accessible to all. Reel 8 is around memory and inclusive learning strategies. So Lou, I wonder if you could help us with what are the ways that people can support effective learning and retention for different thinkers? We all think differently, all our brains are structured differently. This is massively important. So I don't know if you can unpack it for us, really.
Yeah, I'll do my best. And of course, we're all learning. We're all learners all the time. Whether you're actually studying for a qualification or in the workplace, every day is a school day. So, firstly, I want to look at memory. There are different types of memory. Our long-term memory domains at Cognassist focus on verbal memory and non-verbal or visual memory, which helps us store and then later retrieve our acquired knowledge. However, there's also working memory, which is our ability to hold and manipulate information in our heads within our short-term memory. So if you're asking someone to solve a problem, they have to use their working memory to understand and work with the relevant information and then come up with a solution. If you're asking a person a question on a topic you covered earlier, they'll have to use their long-term memory to remember what was said or what they saw and repeat this back to you accurately. So there's a big difference there. And actually, our processing speed and accuracy will affect how well we can remember something in the future. And we're all different in these areas. So it's really important to incorporate strategies and different ways of working into learning and work to ensure a diverse range of people can take in and remember this required information. So, some examples: spaced learning, or the Pomodoro technique, where you take regular breaks to design learning around proven methods. You can get people to discuss problems or questions as a group or write about it in their own words and discuss these responses. This helps individuals look at something from different perspectives and retain it better. Using distributed practice and connecting each topic of learning to the last and next one, just like you're doing with our reels, and returning to topics already covered, as you have been doing, and creating this continuity between sessions really helps to build a cohesive understanding of growing knowledge and how it all relates together.
Yeah, and that's really cool. We've looked on previous reels, so we talked about memory, previous reels, and if you've not joined us, you need to have a look back on some of these. They're really, really cool. Only 7% of employers, we found out, have got a neurodiversity strategy in place for their team. So if someone is just suddenly realise, hang on, I've got I want to have a diverse team, I want to have like people with like different ways to tackle these problems and a high productivity team, and they found out that one of their team is neurodiverse. What can we learn from the world of education to be able to help with maybe sharing information with different staff members and way teams can interact together in different ways?
Absolutely. Think about how everybody works differently and see where you can maybe match strengths with somebody's areas of challenge, for example. So pair colleagues up together. You might have a person who absolutely adores working with spreadsheets, and you might have someone that prefers to describe things verbally. And actually, they may work really well as a pair on a project because they have very keen areas of difference. So that's a really easy way of doing it. Get different thinkers around a table to solve a problem. Don't just work with one team, for example. Like, maybe have a cross-functional tiger team to solve a really complex problem. Also, get your neurodiverse employees to feed in to issues or gaps around your processes that don't actually acknowledge their differences. That'd be a great way to change things.
Yeah, no, Lou, thank you. So this was reel 8. Next week's going to be reel 9, and advice for reasonable adjustments. Really key for what we've been looking at around qualities acts for your employer, but also if you're in learning and education as well. So thank you for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.